pleasure to be with everybody. I'm glad that we could all be here together, not just as co-workers. Should I go here? But I think it's important that we all see each other in who we really are. We're somebody's mom, we're somebody's dad, we're somebody's brother and sister, and all of us are somebody's child. So get to know each other in that way also. So as I was thinking about what I wanted to say to everybody, I knew, of course, I couldn't just say thank you. I knew I wanted it to be impactful. So the best way that I knew how to do that, as you all know through my YouTube videos, is a story. 42 years ago, our mom and dad came here from Greece in their early 20s. They didn't speak any English. They only had $20 and a lot of courage. My mom worked 7 days a week. She worked 2 jobs and she was a seamstress. And in everything that she did, whether she created a whole new dress or she shortened a pair of pants or a sleeve, she always made sure it was straight. She always made sure the thread wasn't showing. And she always made sure that she gave that to her customer the most perfect, best way that she knew how. Our dad, he worked in several restaurants and he worked all the positions. And he always taught us, no matter what you do it awesome. Whether he was cleaning the tables, he used to tell us he made them spotless. Whether he was sweeping, he always made those corners that nobody sees really clean. And whether he was giving out a plate to one of our guests or to their guests where he worked, he made sure that that plate was awesome for that one guest every time. So fast forward 12 years later, they opened a restaurant with my aunt and uncle in Springfield. My parents always had this drive, always. And I don't know where they found the time to find this shopping center and this spot here, but it wasn't Spartans, obviously, but it was an existing restaurant. And my dad drove by here all the time, back and forth, back and forth. He drove by here on a Friday to see if it was busy. He drove by here during lunch to see if there was a lunch crowd in the area. And he came in to get menus, where he did everywhere anyways. He came and got a drink, and he even came for dinner. And what's fascinating is that he would come here for dinner and envision what it was gonna look like when he had it. He envisioned that the tables would go up there. He envisioned the food pickup, the soda machine, and he envisioned that this bar, because there was a bar right here, the whole thing, that he would get rid of it because he wanted it to be a family restaurant, somewhere where he could bring his family and his kids every day, which we did come every day. He also got a hold of the landlord's phone number and left him messages upon messages to have a meeting with him. Well, nobody ever called him back. So one day my parents were working, and my mom, VIP, popular mom that she is, because she was as popular then as she is now. There was this guy, and his name was Guy. I swear his name was Guy. There was a guy, and his name was Guy. And he wanted his dad to meet my mom, because she was always so kind to him. So it was the day that came, and this guy comes, the guy comes to my mom and says to his dad, "This is Ksenia, that lovely lady I told you about that always takes care of us. And she's always so kind." So they introduce each other and, they exchange words. And my mom says, "Hold on, I want you to meet my husband." So she goes to the back and she gets him. And our dad's in the back and he unties his apron and takes it off his neck. And he folds it neatly because he always did that. Puts it down. He did one of these because he always would fix his hair. He didn't want it sticking up. And he goes to meet this tall gentleman. Well, our dad had a presence about him. So when he walked, it was strong. So here he's going to shake this gentleman's hand that my mom wants him to meet, which he did with everybody. And if anybody's ever shaken my dad's hand, or any of our hands, you know that it's firm. He always taught us that it's really important to have a firm handshake. None of this, hi, how are you stuff. He always would give us a hard time about that. So there he is, presence, walking to go shake this gentleman's hand, who also had a strong presence, kind gentleman. He was a tall gentleman with a suit on. And our dad says, hi, my name Chris. Of course, we always taught him that he needs to say, my name is Chris, but no, my name Chris it was. So my name Chris. And this gentleman sticks his hand out and they both give a firm handshake. Well, this gentleman says to him, hi, Chris. It's nice to meet you. I'm Bob Travers. My dad froze. He's looking at him like, is this a joke? He looks at my mom, and I know what he was thinking. He was thinking, lady, why don't you share all these people that you know and you don't tell us about them? Oh, sorry. Why don't you share with us the people that you know don't tell us about? He looks at him and he says, Mr. Travers, I have left you so many messages, and I've been looking for you everywhere just to have a meeting with you. Mr. Travers looks at him, he's like, really? Why don't you have a meeting with me next week? Meet me on Tuesday at 3 o'clock at my office. That was the beginning of Spartans opening in 1995 and Olympians opening in 2003. I tell you this story because two people, through their values of motivation, hard work, hospitality, attention to detail, and a lot of kindness, created all this. But it's not just that they created all this. In fact, they created all this, but it's our responsibility as a team, collectively, through those same values of motivation, hard work, hospitality, attention to detail, and a lot of kindness to keep it going. I want you to know that because I want you, when you walk into Spartans and Olympians, to have that same presence that our dad had. We need to have that same presence and walk in and feel proud. Be proud because you're part of something big. You're part of something great. You're part of making a difference in your coworkers, in your guests, and you're part of a family. So I also want you all to know that we are truly grateful that you're a part of our team, that you're a part of our family. On behalf of our whole family, we wish you all a Merry Christmas, and most of all, a healthy every day. I hope you have a really good time. Thank you.